With Apple newly released iPhones, I know many of you are doing the switch from Touch ID to Face ID. And since, believe it or not, it's been 2 years now since we actually had this technology on the iPhone. 2017 was the release of the iPhone 10. That was the first one that actually got this new hardware. And during that time, lots have changed. So if you're new to Face ID, or you're a user who's currently using Face ID, this is going to be the complete guide of some awesome tips and tricks that you should know about Face ID. Some hidden features, some hidden tricks you might not be aware of you could do. I'm going to go ahead and cover all that stuff in today's video. Let's go ahead and start off with this first one. Now, a thing that everybody is mostly concerned about when using Face ID, if somebody would to happen to snatch your phone away from you and point your phone directly to your face, well, it's gonna automatically unlock. This is also very concerning when you hand your phone off to a stranger to help take a photo, because as soon as you make eye contact to the screen, it's gonna unlock. So if you ever encounter a situation, if you feel like you're being harassed by a peacekeeper or security and they confiscate your phone, whatever the situation may be, there's a way you can actually disable this so you can pass that phone to that person where the phone won't unlock itself. There's two ways to do this. One is the most common method, is by simply holding up the volume up and power button at the same time. It takes about 3 seconds to get this menu. When the power off screen pops up, hit cancel, and now if you notice, Face ID no longer unlocks your phone because it's now temporarily disabled. If you want to re-enable this, simply enter the passcode and Face ID is back to normal. So at this state, you can simply hand over your phone to the person confiscating your phone or that nearby stranger you wish for them to help you take a photo. But the best method that I personally like doing is simply unlock our phone, power off the device, tap volume up, down, and power button, and it instantly takes you to this screen. That literally took less than a second, depends how quick you can actually enter those combo buttons, but simply tap cancel, and now your Face ID is disabled. And to re-enable it, enter your passcode, and bam, Face ID is back to normal. Now this next tip is enable your notification previews on certain applications. By default, with Face ID, all your private messages on social media or even text messages, it's going to be left private, where it's not going to show you a preview on the lock screen until you unlock your device, which is awesome. But not every application requires this feature. For example, I really don't mind if other people see who likes my post on Instagram or what sale is going on Amazon. I like to see that preview on my lock screen without having to require to actually physically pick up the phone and unlock it. So to quickly enable this, you just simply launch the setting application, tap on notifications, and on top where it says show previews, when it's left on always, it's going to show the full message of the application on not just the control center, but also on the lock screen. And then when unlocked, that means as soon as Face ID detects that that's you, it's going to show you the preview at the home screen, as well as the control center once you're inside your phone. Never means it's not going to show you nothing. It's just going to show you the icon notification from that application on both the lock screen and inside the control center once you're in your phone. So let's go ahead and leave it to when unlocked, because what we want to do is go into our notification styles. From here, let's go ahead and select Amazon, because that was our example. And where it says show preview, you see those 3 options again. So let's select always. Now, whenever we receive that notification by Amazon, it's going to show you the preview on both the lock screen and inside the notification center that I think I was accidentally calling control center. Apologies. So now if you're across the room or you have your phone like on the flat surface, you're not going to be required to grab the phone and unlock it with Face ID in order to preview that message. So if there's certain applications you wish to enable this, that's how you could do that. Sorry, I had an incoming call, but where was I? Oh yeah, attention aware. That's going to be the next one on our list. This feature is really cool. This got added later on, like during the iPhone XS and the XR, and isn't really heavily talked about or covered as much, which is located by simply going into your settings, tap on Face ID and passcode, enter your passcode, and down here is where you find the attention awareness feature to enable or disable. But what this feature does, when this is enabled, the iPhone will monitor and keep track of your eyeballs, for example, so that the phone knows that you are indeed making contact to the screen. As soon as you take your eyes off the screen will automatically dim down. And it not only does that, it also, if you have your alarm on your phone, for example, let's say you have your alarm at 6 a.m. every morning, but you woke up a minute or two early and you happen to be holding your phone and you totally forgot that your alarm is about to go off, Typically with this disabled, when the alarm rings, it's going to go at full blast, full volume, because the phone's not going to know that you're holding it and looking at it directly. But when this feature is enabled, when the alarm does go off and you happen to be holding it like right in front of you, it's not going to be super loud. It's actually going to start ringing at a low rate. That's a feature that Apple innovated and is really useful. And then right above that feature, here's another little cool tip. Right above there, you see something that says require attention for Face ID. When you actually disable this, you're not going to be required to actually make eye contact to the display in order for your iPhone to actually unlock itself. Disabling this allows you to get quicker access to your phone because Face ID unlocks much quicker than ever before, but there is a huge con to this. But if somebody would actually got access to your phone and you're asleep, for example, they can't technically point the phone at your face and it will unlock itself. Just keep that in mind. But the benefits of knowing about this cool little trick, let's say for example you're wearing some large pair of sunglasses, or if you have a large hat on and Face ID is having a hard time detecting your eyes, this is what you could disable if you always find yourself experiencing this issue. By disabling this means you could wear sunglasses and the phone will never have a hard time unlocking itself. But there's actually another method you could do to help resolve this issue. On top, if we go up a little bit, there's something that says alternative appearance. If you set this up while wearing your apparel accessories and you set up a new Face ID and you go through the setup process with Face ID while wearing those accessories, the iPhone already has a new encrypted profile of you wearing those sunglasses and shouldn't have any issues unlocking anymore. You can also set another person to have access to your phone by using alternative appearance. For example, if you have a spouse you wish to also give access to your phone, you can set them up here. Or if you know somebody else you could trust to get access to your phone, you can set up their Face ID profile right here. The max number of appearance or people you can set up is only 2 though. Just keep that in mind. And if you somehow manage to mess something up, underneath that you see reset Face ID. When you hit that, literally everything gets resetted. So you're going to be required to set up Face ID again, and all your Face ID login applications like banking, all that's going to be reset. Just keep that in mind. But if you need to reset everything, that's how you'll do so. Now back at this home lock screen menu, what typically happens, it's okay if Face ID fails, like maybe you had your eye closed or Face ID was positioned, you had your phone positioned in the wrong direction so it didn't unlock. Instead of tapping on the power button and reset the entire process, you could actually swipe from the bottom to reset Face ID. You can only do it for 3 amount of tries in case it fails, but by simply swiping from the bottom and up, you are given 3 additional tries for Face ID to unlock itself. After the 3rd one, well, Face ID is going to get disabled and you're going to be required to enter your passcode. My next tip is control with Face ID unlocks. I don't know about you, but ever since I found out I could make app purchases by just simply looking at my phone, I always had the fear that I'm going to buy something on accident. Which is why I definitely do recommend checking out this next setting to change. Back inside the setting application on our iOS device, go into Face ID and passcode. On the very top, you could disable the stuff you don't want Face ID to appear. So instead, it's going to ask you for your password. So if we go ahead and disable iTunes and App Store, now you are required to enter your iTunes password in order to make purchase transactions. This also includes in-game app purchases. Now this last one is somewhat of a bonus because the hardware that Face ID uses is like little IR lights that like map out certain areas. Is what it's using to map out 3-dimensional objects. In other words, that's how Face ID maps out your face. But there's actually quite a few applications that allow you to actually utilize this hardware to create some 3-dimensional subjects. So for example, here's me launching this creative app, which I'll also have linked in the video description down below if you're interested to also download it. It's a free to download application, but what this thing allows you to do is you can scan objects and save it on your device in a 3-dimensional form. This is somewhat similar to like what the Note 10 has, except that the Note 10 actually has it on the back side. And scanning 3-dimensional objects like this is also somewhat difficult because the screen is right in front of the object. You can't really see if you're making a correct rotation. But once you've successfully done a 3-dimensional scan, I mean, like, it looks really cool. But I really don't know what to do with this kind of hardware though. But I mean, like, to the right person, to the person that has a 3-dimension graphic designing profession, I mean, this could be a really useful tool. But again, I would rather go use the Note 10 if you actually need this feature, because on a Note 10, again, it's located in the back. Doing it on this side with the screen right here, it's somewhat difficult and challenging. But needless to say, this is still a really fun feature to really utilize that hardware in creating three-dimensional stuff. And now that's everything there is to know about Face ID. Hope you guys learned something new. I was actually genuinely surprised how much there actually was to cover. And now, if you happen to own an Apple Watch, if you want to check out some of the new hidden features inside the settings of watchOS 6, definitely do check out this video right here as I go ahead and cover all that good stuff and more in that video. And then this video over here, that is a video that YouTube is recommending specifically for you, and they think you're gonna enjoy. So go ahead and check that out and comment down below and let me know if YouTube was right. With that said, take care everyone, I'm signing out.